But anyway, that's the other thing too, is that you're going to keep your Second Amendment rights. The tax plan is probably going to stay the same because you need a Senate to override a lot of, right? Like you need the Senate to like override the Trump tax plan.
Yeah.
So like these companies are still going to get the same tax breaks, which means markets should probably actually be really good under Biden. Maybe even more so because he's going to just let China walk all over him. So all these companies, which is horrible for everyday people, but if you're like buying stock in like Apple or any of these tech companies, like, yo, these tech companies are, I need to actually look into buying something right now.
Apple like double and a half. It was crazy.
They didn't double. They went up a lot in the past couple days. But like Apple, Microsoft, possibly Facebook, like Square, all these companies, it might be a good time to look into buying all of those and not like doing like options. Just hold on to it. Just keep buying it incrementally and hold on to it and hold on to it and hold on to it, because a lot of these companies are probably going to do better as a result of Biden being president. Problem is, everyday working people who live in like middle America are going to get reamed by this.
Yes.
And we're not going to be yeah, and a lot of, and we need to, especially after this COVID stuff, we need to like start making more products in America. And if Biden winds up winning this thing, which you don't even know if he will, because Donald Trump could still contest this election and he has a very viable case.
Yeah.
But if Biden wins, we're not going to be an independently manufacturing country, and that's going to be bad. And I know this is like a giant rant here, but you know, in 4 years from now, even in 2 years from now, you're not going to see very much progressivism come out of the Biden administration, through both the fact that Biden stands for nothing and the fact that Republicans are going to obstruct everything.
Yes.
And so the left is going to be disenfranchised as a result of that, through, you know, by default. And guess what they're not going to do 4 years from now? Vote.
No. They're kind of built on pandering.
Yeah,
and that's going to die
They're not
out.
They are very much likely not going to vote unless we manufacture some more civil unrest and people are still falling for it. But it seems unlikely that the left is going to want to vote for the same candidate who did nothing for them.
Exactly.
Which is like why they didn't vote for Hillary and all that stuff. Like, you know, because a lot of these people on the left were like, hey, we're voting because we're going to push Biden left. We're confident in that. And once they realize that it's not going to happen, they won't vote for him.
Yeah.
And then, you know, hey, a real fascist might come along 4 years from now, and he's got a much better chance of getting elected because of these circumstances.
Yeah.
That's my
The hysteria has really just made it, like you said, to where he doesn't have like convictions, and like you said, the Senate is not really going to stoop to that. So.
No, they're not going to do anything. It's going to be a standstill. But for markets, that's actually, like, historically speaking, that's really good for markets when you have gridlock in government, because that means that no changes can make it, and it just becomes business as usual for these companies. So it's actually good for markets when this stuff happens.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, you know, at least you're not going to go broke as a result of this. But this is not good for the country. It's not good for our voting like the voter integrity as a whole is gonna go to complete shit.
Yes.
No matter who wins, and that's how you start destroying countries, and that's how you start creating real fascism, and that's dangerous.
That is dangerous.
That's extremely dangerous.
Yeah.